What's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent, and today I've got a cool one. A whole bunch of you guys reach out and you're looking for something when you come to Texas that has a little bit more space. But to be honest, you know, in that mid-tier price range, that $400,000 to $600,000 price range, it's pretty darn hard to find anything with more than your typical, postage stamp lot. Well, this community that I'm going to show you around today, Season at Railhead, out in Cedar Creek, I'll talk more about the location in a minute, offers something truly unique for that. As you can see behind me for these model homes, we've got half-acre home sites out here. So if you want that wiggle room, if you want elbow room between you and your neighbors, but you want to keep that budget within that mid-tier range, this is a really, really cool one. And on top of that, Richmond American is the only one offering these built-in RV garage homes. If you're curious about these, you're going to want to hang around for this tour. We're going to jump in the car and take you for a tour around Season at Railhead and show you why this is one of the best value communities here in the Austin area. Now for this tour, I want to talk about the few things that make this neighborhood really particularly unique. And there are quite a few different aspects of it. So we'll talk about location. I want to talk about what Richmond American is building out here because they are offering a pretty darn unique offering compared to what you can get in a lot of other places nearby. But let's also talk about all the stats. What's it actually going to be like to live here? Because if you are considering and are really drawn to having a half-acre home site, which is absolutely understandable, it really is cool, I want to give you a good sense of what it's going to be like when you come out here. So let's talk about location. We're in Cedar Creek, which is a tiny little town. Is it even barely a town? I don't even know. But it's a little spot. If you're familiar with the Austin area, we're actually pretty darn close to the Circuit of the Americas, the F1 track out here. We're just kind of west of Bastrop, and we're north of Lockhart. So if you drew a line between them, you would end up here in Cedar Creek. So you are gonna have a Cedar Creek address. And there's a couple advantages to it. First, it's going to feel very rural out here. So if you want that kind of quiet lifestyle, if you don't want to feel like you're in the middle of a suburb, this is a great place for it. And to be honest, if you're thinking about a half-acre home site and that's something that's appealing to you, you probably want that anyways. So you've got that here, which is super, super nice. Now, you are just only 15 minutes from Bastrop. Now, Bastrop has everything you're gonna need day to day. You've got your H-E-B, your Walmart, they've got a ton of shopping centers, restaurants, everything you could want. Even the historic downtown Main Street is super nice for going out on a Friday night and having live music. You are only 15 minutes from a proper town, and of course you can drive into Austin as well. 290 just down the road from here. And of course too, up and coming places like the area around the Circuit of the Americas that really positions here to be quiet. You are going to drive to places. It's not going to be super walkable, but you're really close to things and it's not hard to get to them. Now let's talk a little bit, because this community is only being built by Richmond American, and given the general premise of the suburbs that you're going to see, the master plan communities in the Austin area, there's a couple of things that are really going to stand out other than that half acre. First and foremost, as you can kind of see through the window here, there are no fences, privacy fences, in this neighborhood. So if you do have a dog, things like invisible fences are your option out here. But the aesthetic of the community, because of how open it all is, it just further exaggerates how big it is. It reminds me a lot of communities like the Colony. You've got Acreage home site community just up the road here, a little bit closer towards Bastrop, called the Colony. Now it's at a slightly higher price point for those, but you've got a similar feel to that here, just at a more modest price range. Now, Richmond American is building 3-car garage homes on all of these. Because you have that space to move out, there's no reason to not have one. Whether you've got just storage needs, whether you've got multiple cars you want to store, it's never a bad thing to have. And by far and away, the most unique thing that they've got here is that RV garage home. They're the only builder offering that in the Austin area, and they're really common in other places. California, Arizona, those places are really known for it, but they're impossible to find outside of Richmond American here in Austin, at least at a moderate price range without going over $1 million. Now, I'll drop in some clips of the model home, the fully finished one, but I wanted to show off this one under construction because without garage doors and everything on it, it really shows well on camera just how big these garages are. Now, these are built to hold a full Class A RV bus, and I've got clients that have built this in another community up in Manor. They offer some really cool options. For example, you can drop in 30 amp power sockets. You can have that exterior wall insulated as an option as well. If you wanted to air condition this space, turn it into a studio. There's so much flexibility with having a space this large. Now, this one, you're gonna have a 2-car tandem and then the RV garage. On the zinc floor plan, you're gonna have a 2-car side-by-side and then the RV garage. So there's different configurations for it depending on your needs, but this is by far and away one of the most unique things that you can get here on top of the other things that Railhead has to offer. Now, that RV garage that we just showed you around, they have an inventory home of that exact same model under $450,000. When I'm talking about like the emphasis on value, it's insane here because you've got that on a half-acre site. Now, speaking of affordability and value, I've harped on that quite a bit on this video. The other benefit of being here in Cedar Creek, we are out fairly rural. You've got a 1.5% tax rate. There is nothing closer into the Austin area that's going to offer anything like that. And you know, one of my biggest qualms with my relocation buyers, folks who've never lived in Texas before, they're pretty shocked at how high our property taxes are. We are one of the highest in the country. Now, of course, we have no income tax, and that's how they offset that. But having a property tax rate that's not over 2%, but rather 1.5% is insane. Now, at the same time, HOA fees here, also a very low $50 per month. So in terms of cost of living, very, very small. So you can have that quiet lifestyle, you can have a really unique home and a really affordable package, whether you're paying cash and want to retire here, or whether you're trying to like start out and be scrappy with a new house, maybe your first. This is so affordable compared to what's going on around here. And Richmond American has some really cool incentives, especially on their inventory homes, towards interest rates and things like that if you are looking to finance. Now, whether you're researching into the RV garage homes, whether you're looking into the Austin area, you're trying to find the right spot for you, whether it's the half-acre home sites that appeal to you, if you are looking for a real estate agent to work for you, not only to help guide you through the process, make you confident in what's going on, someone who knows Richmond American and has worked with them before, someone who can help you negotiate and get the best spot for you and your family, I'd love to be that resource for you. If you found any value in this video, and whether you're looking to buy in 3 weeks or 3 years from now, let's connect. My personal contact details are on the screen and down below. Thanks for watching this tour. I'll see y'all next time.